As I'm getting ready for 6 coaching sessions today, I open up my energy and I ask what the collective message may be for everybody today. Sometimes it's individual, and sometimes there is an undertone of a theme. And what I have learned in my years and years of experience working with individuals on their spiritual journey is that there is almost always a collective message that the many of us that are connected together at a certain time frame in energy and space in this lifetime of ours is that we almost always are going through something similar at the same time. Now, I know for my work in this world that it's essential that I go through something myself in order for me to understand how to relate to, or to show compassion for, or to have empathy for the people that I'm with. The people that I'm with in family, the people that come across my path as a client, who work with me spiritually. I feel like there's always some sort of experience that I've had to have in order to understand and to be able to relate to it, or to give the best message that I can from a place of experience. And having said that, right now, the collective message is relationships. And I mentioned this yesterday where February was going to be shifting and changing of living arrangements related to relationships. And that if you were already kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that you would be making steps to kind of get onto a more concrete decision. And then empowering yourself to make those choices, because things are going to be illuminated so that they become obvious to you with clarity that you want to do this or you want to do that. And then all of a sudden you have this empowerment to make those choices and decisions. So right now, it's not necessarily about evolving out of people or away from things. It's more related to the desire for a natural and meaningful connection with others. And when you can get that, you will continue to want to grow alongside other people, even if you're not growing at the same speed, because very rarely we do. But if you are able to feel like you are constantly evolving within that relationship, or within that industry, or within that place, person, or thing, whatever it is, then the meaningfulness behind it is powered by the energy of emotion. And when we have the energy of emotion, we can do anything, because it's sincerely giving you such strength and determination and this exponential power that you may or may not have even known that you had, but now is activated. So it can work both ways. When we have emotion about something, it can be really, really good and drive us to be connecting to people and the desire to continue to learn about them and to grow alongside of them. Or it can be an emotion that keeps coming up for you that you're ignoring or maybe putting aside and dismissing, because you know that emotion is yelling at you to do something that's going to take you outside of your comfort zone, maybe to change a job, or to change the way that you interact with somebody, or to set boundaries, or do something. But we are always, as a human that has an ego and wants to fit in and be accepted and to follow along with society and all of those kinds of things, we're automatically kind of ingrained to follow the path of least resistance, which takes us sometimes down dealing with long-term pain about keeping ourselves stuck in something that we know we don't want, and feeling those intense emotions around them. And sometimes, one day it might be super intense, and one day you might be like, okay, this isn't so bad, and then back and forth. But when you have emotion, it's actually allowing you to do something. It wants you to change your energy. Your emotion is giving you a sign that is asking you to change something. That energetic balance or exchange or frequency is off. So if you feel really motivated to do something and you want to do it, that drive and the emotion and the power and the excitement and the all of that stuff is going to power you and give you momentum to move forward with it. If you keep feeling stalled and you keep feeling like this isn't right, or you're not sure if it's the right thing and you don't know what you're doing and you don't know what you want to do, then all of those emotions are going to keep you stuck and you're going to feel like you're going in a loop over and over and over and over again. And sometimes we have to have somebody come and knock us off our block in order to say, hey, this isn't the right thing to be doing or thinking or being. And I've been in that too, where I've just like allowed myself to continue going in a loop where then I feel like I've witnessed something outside of me, maybe watching someone from, like outside of my circle, and I can witness something that's happening to them that's similar to my experience. And then I have this awareness that feels like it's knocked me over the head to be like, oh, it's that simple. It's that easy. And so being able to witness that sometimes change is good. It doesn't have to be bad. It's what your emotional attachment is to it will give you the energy in order to have the momentum to keep going. And so right now, when we think of our relationships and we think of the evolution of those, we have to be okay to let things be, to let things go, to evolve, to change, to empower ourselves to do it without attaching it to the emotion of shame or failure or fear. Because when we feel those things, we lower our vibrational frequency and we keep ourselves stuck in a pattern. And so sometimes it's not easy to do it. Trust me, I understand. It's not easy to overcome those things, especially when you're not really sure what that thing is that's keeping you stuck. And when we connect to your higher self and your spiritual team, we're able to see things from like a bird's eye view, to see from a higher perspective of like where these little things are, what tiny changes can we make in order to get ourselves to the next space of where we want to be, not where we've already been. And so that, I believe, is a huge intensity for the next coming weeks. And having said that, I feel like there's going to be a lot of endings to things to go back to au naturel, right? So it's maybe in fitness and wellness, it's to stop doing the things that feel awkward to you, to go back to what feels natural to you. In relationships, maybe it's cutting back, setting boundaries, pulling yourself out of it, a hard stop, and or breakups, and allowing people that you don't normally think are maybe your type to be able to come in and see them for the soul that they are, because we want such meaningful and authentic connections with people. And the only way to actually see if that's what's working for you is to pull back and see behind the veil of your true self. And when you know who you are and you can see where you are at, then you are able to get to where you want to go. Otherwise, you're going to continue to meet people who are where you were or where you're currently at. And that doesn't make you feel like you can get that momentum to move, because you're going to, now the energy of the momentum is that we're having more people join this energy and keep us in the same space. So it's always up to ourselves to first figure out what is going on within, who we truly are. And sometimes that's making little tiny discoveries about who that is that we actually are. If we want people to be meaningful and transparent with us, we need to be meaningful and transparent with ourselves.